All right, the second product in the line here is the LHR15 Mark II, or the 15 millimeter Orbit, latest generation of the Rupes Bigfoot line. This is the tool that I use the most. I think a lot of detailers sort of share that same that same reasoning. I mean, what's your reasoning why? I mean, is it that we don't need the 20 millimeter Orbit? I don't know. It's just something about it, the feel of how the machine operates.
I kind of categorize it, feels a little more precise, because 21 millimeters, even though we've balanced it, is a big sweeping orbit. And so I always remind people that you've got adjacent panels sometimes, and if you've got this thing going like this, you're going to karate chop that edge potentially. Little known fact, and try and preach this as much as I can, but if you look at the head of this one, it says detailing. If you look at the head of the 21,
oh, shoot.
Not.
I never knew that.
So this has always been intended as the detailer's tool because it's for panel on the car detailing, and you can get into more areas. The pad size is more conducive to that, and the correction speed is almost identical because this operates at a much higher OPM than the 21. So you make up for the lack of orbit with more speed. The 21's better in body shops because they're working on panels that are off the car, so they don't have to worry about that adjacent surface, and they can cover that big area.
So we talked a little bit about this in the 21 video. This comes with a 5-inch backing plate, which you would use a 5-inch, but 6-inch diameter, flared out pad. I don't know of anybody who takes and puts the 6-inch backing plate on the 15, but people will say, well, more power in the 21, right? So why would I buy the 15 when I could buy the 21 and put a 5-inch backing plate and get more power? For me, I just like the balance of this. I think that's well said, that the detailing badge on here makes sense to me. So if I could have one polisher, one machine, 15 Mark II, right?
It's my vote for. It's my favorite of the large polishers. That's my go-to on almost everything.
The main difference between this and the lesser expensive, the Gen 1, the ES, is the motor, right? So the body is slightly, like if I held them up here on camera, you wouldn't be able to see the difference. I saw the difference because we went back and we actually built one of the tools. I built my own 15 Mark II, but I was able to see the difference in motor size. We have 30% more efficiency on this machine versus the ES, but the body of this and the 21 is the same, right? I mean, the size, the handle, everything's the same. The electronic speed control, which has speeds 1 through 6, the trigger, the ability to lock in place is the same. It's just the orbit, the orbit, the counterbalance.
The internals and stuff obviously are different, but yeah, from artwork appearance, if you didn't pay attention to what was printed here or the size of the backing plate and you held them up side by side, the 21 and the 15 they're built on a common chassis. It's a similar car model, but different trim levels. Basically, is kind of the way to look at it.
We also talked about this. If you're watching this, you want to compare this to the 21. We talked a little bit about in that 21 video about blue backing plate is the new standard versus gray. Gray was a little easier release, hook and loop, right? The Velcro. I guess it's not Velcro. What do we call it?
Hook and loop.
The hook and loop is a little different grippiness or
different
strength.
Engagement type, but
engagement. That's the word I was looking for. So that's the LHR15 Mark II, which is, again, my favorite. In my polishing package, this is the machine that I recommend. The 21, I have both of them. Sometimes the 21 makes sense for me. I'll keep a 7-inch pad on the 21, keep my 6-inch pad on the 15, have them both on the table. So in a perfect world, have them both. But if you have to have one, this is the one I would start with. What happens when the force pulls you back, your foot naturally comes off the gas. You have to keep your foot to the floor, to the floor.